Hey guys, I'm starting this video over again because what I was showing, it took a really long time for me to figure out how to get it to focus, you know, where the project needed to be for it to focus because it's so small. I'm coming off of migraine, so not quite as chipper, and Chance seems a little bit more mellow tonight, so sorry, but this video probably won't be as exciting as the last one. So about a week ago, I had finally found some polymer clay cutters that I had packed away that were my mother's, and so I was finally able to do a project that I wanted to try for the longest time. And Bonnie had given me some DVDs, and so I finally got to do the project. And what I made was miniature primroses, and I've made them. I think I've accomplished the primrose. You know, I feel good enough that I've gotten good enough at the primrose that I can move on to the next flower on the DVD, which is the strawberry plant. So that's the next flower I'll be working on when I feel like pulling out my clay again, which isn't too often. It's really hard to work with clay in this house just because of all the pet hair and the dirt and stuff like that. It's just a challenge to have a clean work surface. So I don't pull it out often, but when I do, I'll try the strawberry plant next. But the first plant I did was the primrose. So I have to get this really close to the camera. I'm sorry, but it's the only way it'll focus because it's so tiny. Okay. So this was my very first one, and I was pretty proud of it until I got better, and then it looked absolutely horrible. But yeah, it's my first one. And this one, see, like the little, sorry, this black paint on my finger, not grossness. See that little tiny dot in the center of the flower? Well, that's painted wire. And on this flower, I didn't realize the wire wasn't coming up through the center enough to be able to see it. So I tried to put a little dot of yellow paint in there with a toothpick, and it turned out horrible, and it looked like the flower exploded on the inside. But yeah, it is what it is. It was my first time. I was proud. So here's the second one I did. This one's much better. As you can see, I did 3 colors of primroses, and you can see the greens a lot better on this one. You know, they're coming out of the pot a lot more. One thing that I did notice is, or found that I didn't like, is the scale on miniatures is supposed to be 1 inch to 1 foot in real life. And so this is like a 1-inch pot, and sorry, gotta get it focused again. Come on, camera. So this is like a 1-inch pot, and so this would be like 1 foot tall in real life, which is a pretty tall pot. So the scale is off. So I did find some pots on Etsy that were very reasonably priced. I think it was like a dozen for $3, which is a price I'm willing to pay. So I will order some miniature terracotta pots in the future off Etsy. But this is what I had. These are Lara's, what is it called? Lara's Craft. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm forgetting. Lara's something brand, you know, in the green bags. And these are actually called candle cups, but I just, you know, and they're wooden. And I had found some Craft Smart, I believe it's Craft Smart terracotta color, and I think the color is pretty dead on to what terracotta looks like. So I'm happy with the coloring, but the pot is too small. But that's the second one I did. And here's the third one. Sorry, gotta focus it. And I love how it looks like there's dirt on the rim of the pot. This is actually coffee grounds that I used. Once again, I just painted a wooden pot, terracotta colored. But those are the 3 flower pots I made, which took me a very long time, you know, because I was just learning how to make the flower. And, you know, you have to make each flower and bake it one at a time and then put it all together. So, but I'm very happy with how it turned out. The flowers don't look very good so up close, but you know, when you've got it further away, they look pretty, you know, real, in my opinion. Okay, so that was the 3 terracotta pot primroses that I made. Okay. So next thing that I have to show you is this card that I made. And I made it using scrap paper from when I did that that shelving unit thingy. And this scallop square die and the Thinking of You were 2 different dies that Bonnie had given me. And I didn't have any green stamping ink, so I was trying to figure out, you know, what I could use to shade it, because I don't know what it is with me, but I have a hard time cutting into a pad of paper for a card. It's like I can only use paper for my scrap box. I don't know what it is, because it's not like I have a problem cutting into my paper pads, but for cards, I don't know. I like to stick to scraps. And the colors were, you know, just too close to each other, so it was hard to see the square and it was hard to see the Thinking of You. So I needed something to highlight the edges, and what I ended up using was pastel chalk. And I just scraped some chalk and put it on a makeup sponge, and then chalk the edges, and then you can, because these words are so fragile, I could only chalk certain parts. But that's what I did, and I'm absolutely in love with how it turned out. I mean, the shading is perfect. It's not choppy like, you know, how stamping ink is when you're shading. You can usually see the choppiness of the sponge. But I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I'll probably be using pastel chalk a lot more now instead of stamping ink. I just love it so much of how it turned out. This was some bling that I had. I don't remember what brand it is. Something Gems. I don't know. But I didn't feel like trying to glue the little microscopic dots that the die cut out for the 2 eyes here. So I just popped some bling on there. And all of these flowers are from Craft Supplies 1. And these up here were just white roses. And I sprayed them with some homemade glimmer mist that I had. And then this calla lily was white. And then I just used the pastel chalk on it. Is that what it is? Having a brain fart. Chalk pastels, pastel chalk. I don't know. I do not know. I just sponged the chalk on the calla lily, and again, the shading is flawless and it looks amazing in my opinion, so I couldn't be more happier with the chalk. And then all this paper is from the linen closet. So that's the card. It's just a little card. It's like, I don't know, 5 by 4 inches. Okay, so next project. I suddenly felt like altering some mini crates that I had that I bought from Bargain World. So this is the first crate that I altered, and I got these crates from Bargain World for 15 cents each, and I got quite a few of them. And I just lined the bottom planks here with more scrap paper from the linen closet from when I did that, shelving unit. Put it on the sides here. This is a bigger applique that I cut apart that I had, and I just glued it on there. This side, has more paper, and I just glued some scrap lace on. And I must say, I kind of went willy-nilly with these two crates that I did. I didn't overthink it all, and I just started gluing stuff on there. So it's kind of crazy for me because I kind of let my own walls fall as far as my creativity go, because I usually have to think about things for a long time before I glue it on, and I don't know, I started just gluing stuff on. So I glued a little doily right here. This is a organza rose from the hair comb Shay gave me. Here's a little blue ashland bird. Some ribbon roses. This is a blue rose from Craft Supplies one. It's the ones that feel waxy. This is a fabric rosebud tucked in right there. These little flowers I found when I was digging through my fake flowers box, and they're like velvety. They're really weird looking, but they were tiny and perfect. This is a gorgeous rose that Leslie made me. I've got some more tiny flowers poked in right there. Ribbon rose, fabric rosebud. Here's a little dude, or female dudette. I have no clue what it is. It's maybe a woodland creature. I don't know. But it was there on my table and I glued it on. It just seemed like it needed to be on this project. And then this photo frame right here, I got this from Michael's for 50 cents. And I painted it white, and then, well, actually I had some leftover blue paint mixed with Mod Podge that I had used on the jar lids of that shelving majigger. And so I painted that with the blue Mod Podge mix, and then I went over it with white. And when I was going over it with white, the blue, because I didn't wash out my brush, the blue seeped out from the top bristles. And so you've got, it's probably going to be too hard to see, but you've got blue highlights on the frame. And then I went over it with gold and silver rub and buff. Sorry. And then the picture, oh my god, and then the picture, it was from the Tim Holtz Lost and Found paper. I actually was going to leave this photo frame empty so that whoever I gave this to could put their own picture in here, but I realized it was going to be impossible to adhere this onto the crate and still have the back be able to open, so I had to stick a picture in there. So that's the one I chose because it was on the edge of the paper and easy to cut out. Then the back, I just glued some flowers on to hide the giant globs of hot glue. There's some back there. And then here's a picture hanger that I had gotten a pack of picture hangers, and this is the type that you just push in. You know, there's no screwing on. And I didn't think it was gonna work, but I have to tell you, the type with the prongs that you just push in are awesome. Like, it's really sturdy. I didn't have to use any industrial strength glue to hold it on. I mean, it's there to stay unless you wanted to pull it out with pliers. So that's the first crate. And you know, she can hang this or just have it sitting on the table. And I put this heart here so that when it's hanging on the wall, it doesn't, you know, go out an angle like this. And whoever I give this to, I'll put it, I'll put a little baggie of wall nails in, because you can't use thumbtacks, otherwise you're going to have it at an angle. You have to use the little tiny nails so that this doesn't sit at an angle. And then here's the second one that I did. Once again, I just used scrap paper to do the bottom, scrap paper on the sides, scrap lace, scrap paper, and all the scrap paper I distressed the edges on. So, got a ribbon rose here, some cheap fabric flowers, little flowers. I've got sparkly leaf that you can't see. I don't know why I bother sticking on these sparkly leaves, because I always cover them up. Here's a calla lily from Craft Supplies 1 that I inked with the chalk pastel. This gorgeous rose, and then there's another smaller rose back here with the blue center. Both of those Leslie made. I've got some fabric rose buds, some more velvety, tiny, weird flowers. This is an earring I got from Shay. This is a pearl spray that came off the hair comb that I got from Shay. Little tiny ribbon rose. And this was a chickadee wood cutout. I think I got it from Michael's for like 30 cents. And I just sprayed it with one of my glimmer mists, and then I glued some scrap paper on there. I traced on the scrap paper, cut it out, and then glued it on. Because I was emptying, I discovered I had an empty drawer in the dresser I just put in here that I somehow forgot to stick stuff in. So I was putting in a whole bunch of my wood stuff. I was like, oh, I should use something in here that's wood. So, because I knew I didn't want to do another bird in the nest. I'm sure you guys are getting tired of birds and nests. I could do birds and nests all day. But I figured I would do a two-dimensional bird this time. Not in a nest. So, those were the two crates. And once again, I just have flowers back here to cover up the giant mountain of glue I had. Because it's so thin, you know, I had to use an extreme amount of hot glue in order to keep this bird steady up here. And then I've got the picture hanger in the heart to keep it level. So that would be the two crates. I actually know who I'm giving this to, but I'm not telling. So anyways, I hope she likes them. And this card and my tiny primroses. It is so hard for me to do something this small, you guys. My fingers are so chubby. Oh my goodness. So anyways, thanks for watching. I've got some more projects in the works that are just drawing. So hopefully I'll be making another video soon. Chance says bye-bye. Chance. Meow. Meow. Yeah, she's not in the mood to ruin the video tonight, apparently. I actually have discovered that I've taught her a bad habit this past week. Because she's been getting up in my face when I sleep and screaming at me. And then I automatically get up and get her food. And I realized I just taught her a bad habit. So we'll just add it to the list of bad habits I've probably taught her. She's got me whipped. That's for sure. Alright guys, I'll talk to you guys later, and peace out. Bye.